Welcome to this week's lesson segment of Weekly Outdoor Plus. Jase Hintz here, ready to give you guys your helpful hint for the week. As I told you guys last week, I'm going to be talking to you a lot about how to tune your bow, super tuning it to make it so you pick out the perfect arrow. You have the right setup no matter what you're shooting, so that no matter what bow you have, you'll have it critiqued absolutely perfect for how you shoot, and your arrows will be the best you can tune them for the setup you got. Doesn't matter if you have the highest end setup or you have just an average Joe bow. Everything's going to work out the same. You just got to have it perfectly tuned for you to be able to shoot great. Easiest way, most people, if I say tuning a bow, first thing everyone's normally going to think of is paper tuning. But paper tuning, yes, does help you. In my opinion, it's like a ballpark figure. It's a rough estimate of where you are at, because it's only doing it right out of your bow, and you have to realize when you're shooting through that paper, your arrow is still flexing. When you shoot through a paper, another thing, really hard, majority of the people, unless you've been watching all these lessons and learning how to actually hold your bow correctly, not getting all that hand torque in the front, that right there is going to make your tear or break your tear. It's not good. All right, you have to have it perfect grip. If you have any sort of torque on it, you're going to be ripping right, left. If you jerk at the end up or down, you're going to be tearing the crap out of that paper. It's not going to be easy to fix, all right? So paper tuning, yes, do it. Biggest thing, a lot of people step up to that paper and they're like 3 feet away. Problem with that is when you pull back and you're at full draw, you lose about a foot and a half right there. How long is your arrow? You're looking at 30-inch arrow. There's another 2 feet. You're going to be hitting that paper before it fully leaves your bow. That already, it's going to affect how you're moving on your paper. It's going to be tearing 8 times worse than what it really is. So make sure you're a good 5, 6, 7 feet away from that paper, and make sure, again, when you take that shot, watch your bow. Make sure it goes straight through the target. You're not going up and down, left or right, no hand torque, anything like that. All right. When you're tearing up or down, left or right, what you got to do is you got to check out where the point is hitting the paper. So if the point of your arrow, say, is to the left, you need to move your rest to the right to bring it back to where your fletchings are, all right? If you think about it, it's pretty basic stuff. Just think about when your arrow flings out of here, which way it's going. Next thing that I highly recommend over paper tuning is walk back tuning. This is the biggest thing. This is what I'd like to cover the most on, because in my opinion, it's gonna make you shoot 100% differently. When you're shooting you sight in your bow at 20 yards, and most of you are gonna have stationary pins. It's gonna be 3 to 5 vertically up and down. Say you sight in at 30 yards, when you come up to 20, you'll be shooting right or left, and then when you go back to 40, again, you'll be shooting, say you're shooting left at 20, at 40, you'll be shooting to the right. Why is this happening, you ask? It's most of the time because your arrow is flying sideways out of your bow, very little bit, but it'll make an inch different at 20 and 4 inches different at 40, depending how drastic it is. When you do this, the easiest way to solve your problems here that I've learned is you take anything like a string, you put a metal piece into the target and have your string hanging with something on the end that'll weight it down so it's hanging truly straight down. Another way that I do it, just eyeballing, is I take electrical tape, put it on cardboard on my target so it's perfectly straight up and down, or as close as I can possibly get it. When you do this now, you're going to start at 10 yards or wherever you're comfortable. If you can do 20, 30, that's very good. Easiest way to start anyways is going to be 10 to 20. Step up at 10 yards. Shoot at that string or a piece of tape that's hanging there, and you need to move your sights right and left so you hit dead center. Another key to this is one arrow. A lot of people empty their quiver on that thing and take the average. No, every arrow is going to fly a little bit differently, and you need to use one arrow. So you take that one shot, you're going to end up looking at where you're hitting that target. Once you figure out, okay, I'm touching the left side, turn it a couple clicks, take your Allen wrench, slide it out just a little bit, make sure you're dead center. All right, once you have this, you're going to step back to 20, and again, you're going to take one shot. If you're right on at 10 yards, you walk back to 20, I'll put a bet 90% of you people watching are going to shoot right or left, guaranteed. That's just how it works. It might be an inch, might be a half inch, might be a quarter inch, but the farther you get out, the bigger that is going to be. All right, so say you shoot at 10 yards, you're right on. You back up to 20, you shoot, you're to the right. What do you got to do? You got to move your rest. You got to move it to the left. Very, very micro adjustable. Majority of yours will have little lines on the back here. I'd start out, if you're with inch or less, one line, all right? Then you step back up at 10 yards, you do the process all over again. You step up to 10, you're gonna be shooting to the left. You're gonna move your sight a little bit. You're gonna sight in, step back, take that one shot. If you're not a good shot, maybe take another one if you're not positive. Once you figure out, okay, I'm halfway there, move it that little bit more. This is where you get your left and rights, and this is where a lot of people struggle, clipping that shoulder blade, hitting it in the guts. That's the difference between vitals, wounding it, tracking it. You don't want to have to do that, that's for sure. So that's one, in my opinion, best way is to tune your bow. Finally, the last one I'd like to tell you about is when you're gonna group tune your bow. This is where you can decide exactly how to make your arrows all pattern as tight as you can possibly get them. A lot of people, big macho men, or think I can crank it up to 70 pounds. But you know what? That's not always perfect for the arrow that you're shooting. All right, I always start, normally I'll shoot it at I have a 60-pound bow. I'll set it up at probably 56 pounds. I'll pull back and I'll shoot all of my arrows at 30 yards at a blank sheet of paper or at a target, whatever you're more comfortable at aiming at. I like a blank sheet of paper aiming right at the middle. Next thing you do, go pull your arrows out, turn your limbs up or down 1 pound. Do the same thing again. See how tight your group gets. If it gets wider or smaller, whatever it is, go the opposite way or the same way to benefit your pattern. Get it as tight as you can. This right here is just a simple way of basically figuring out the flex of your arrow and make it flex exactly the same for all of your arrows or as close to the same as you can. I've seen this make a difference from hitting a baseball at 30 yards to hitting a golf ball with 10 arrows. All right, that's a big deal. That's being more consistent is everything that we're going for. That's what the sport of archery is, and that's one way to get you better. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean by doing all of this. A couple different rest styles. A lot of your rests are a lot harder to move than others. That's where I stop in here at Bucks and Bulls. Either my dad, Dan, James, love to help you out. We'd be able to, show you exactly how to move it in and out. You don't want to be stripping all your screws in there and everything. Not very fun, kind of a headache, and easier way to do it, stop on in, we'll help you out. If you miss anything that I'm saying here, there's a lot that we're covering. Check us out on Facebook. Otherwise, we're also on YouTube at Weekly Outdoor Plus. Check it out. Can't miss it. Pretty fun. That way you can go over everything, and if you think it's going to benefit you, which I guarantee it will, go over it, get it right. Otherwise, stop in, ask us. A lot of the guys here will be able to help you, no problem.